Everyone, today we are going to start a revision session of chapter number 5, Introduction to Visual Basic, page number 66 to 86 from your computer science book. So, very first, we have to know about the Visual Basic, why we use this, and what is the importance of Visual Basic. So Visual Basic is a high level programming language created by Microsoft using a graphic environment called IDE, means integrated development environment. So it is capable of developing Windows based application and games, event driven language made up of any sub programs, each with its own codes that can run independently and at the same time can be linked together. So we are going to start from the interfaces. We have the two types of interfaces. First is graphical user interface, and the second is the CLI, command line interface. So Visual Basic has a graphical user interface like as you shown in the picture. We have Windows 7, that is the GUI interface, graphical user interface. So GUI software uses windows, icons, buttons, menu, dialog boxes. All these are called control, and all these things are used to create a program or write program in the Visual Basic. So next we have CLI. CLI is the command line interface that is based on the DOS system. Many years ago we used this system to control our operating system or computer system. So next we have IDE, integrated development environment. So IDE is referred to programs in which we have all these controls, all these tools on the screen, or we can easily find the commands on the screen and easily apply these commands to our software and applications. So next we have event driven programming. So event driven programming is the programming pattern in the field of computer science. In this type of programming, example flow of execution is determined by the events like user click or other programming threads or query results from database. Events are handled by event handlers or event callbacks. So next we have getting started with Visual Basic. So here we have a main window of the Visual Basic. In this we have three main sections. The first is toolbox, next we have form window, and the third one is properties window. In the toolbox we have all the controls you can add to project. You just drag and drop different controls onto the surface of the designer you are using, and resize and position the controls. So next we have a form window. This is the area, this is the surface where you drag and drop the controls to make the different forms and applications. So next we have properties windows. We have the property window at the right side of the screen. It displays the properties of single or multiple selected items what you drag on the surface of the project. So next we have components of the Visual Basic. In the components of the Visual Basic we have many components like tabs. These are above of the form as we have seen in the image. So next we have a menu bar and toolbars. In this we have different buttons, different icons on which you can click and active them and make them as a commands. So next we have form window. In we have formed, that is the primary working area where that forms the background of the application. It is uses to create an application. So next we have toolbox. The toolbox contains the controls like label, button, combo box, list box, picture box, and text box. So next we have Solution Explorer. Solution Explorer window display a list of all forms in the current project, that is at the right side. So Solution Explorer is a special window that enables you to manage solutions, projects and files. It provides a complete view of the files in a project, and it enables you to add or remove files or to organize files into subfolders. Okay, so next we have properties windows. The property of single or multiple selected items. So on the next we have developing an application. When you develop an application, you have the following steps. The first is create a form. Second one is place controls on the form. Third one is set properties for the controls, add code to the controls to handle the events. So first we have to create a form. Before developing an application, you have to create a form, and to create a form you have some controls on the working area, on the surface area. You will place the control on the form like text box, buttons, labels, boxes, text boxes. So these are the controls. So next we have set properties. You will after that you will set the properties for that controls like labels, label or buttons or text boxes. So next you have to add codes. Why we need to add codes? We have, when we add a button, so suppose you will set a button at the last of the form, that is a save button. So you will set a code to control that button. If you save your project, if you save your form, you will click on the save button, so your data will be saved in the database. So this is the code. In what manners you can control that button, so how you save the button and where you will save the data in your database. So this is a code written by the programmers. So in this we have every control is associated with its individual properties, methods and events. So here we have three things: properties. In the properties we have to set the color of the button. After that you will, if you write the text inside it, you will set the properties of the text, font size, color of the text, bold, and next you have the fill in colors in the button. So these are the properties. You can set the properties. Second, method, how you perform the action, how you will control perform the action of the control. So next we have event means such as click, double click and mouse over. When you click, what will the button displays. When you double click on this, what the button will do. So the next is when the mouse over it, whether it will be changed into another color or it will be highlighted. So these are the four things which are using to developing an applications. So next we have placing controls on the form. So there we have the two methods. First is shown you with the help of the figures. You drag the button from the toolbox on the surface of the area. So next you will place the button where you are going to adjust the button, where is the proper place of the button, you will set this. So in these two figures, figure 5.17 and 1.8, in these two figures you will set the sizes of these buttons. So next we have working with variables. So working with variables means how you create a variables. In the variables are, suppose variables are the area of computer memory allocated to hold data. So a variable is nothing but a name given to a storage area that our programs can manipulate. Each variable in VB has a specific type which determine the size and the layout of the variable's memory, the range of the values that can be stored within that memory, and the set of operations that can be applied to the variables. So here you have a valid and invalid variable names in the VB. And the next we have the variable names, what sort of thing we have to keep in our mind. It should be it must be less than 255 characters, should not contain spaces and periods, and must not begin with a digit. It should be start with an alphabet. So next we have declaring variables on the page number 78. One has to declare variables before using them by assigning names and data types. So data types means, is it a integer, is it a string, or it is a single. Suppose for example on the page number 76, dim stu name as string, dim total as integer, dim percentage as single. So string means it holds alphabetical data, numeric data, and special characters, as I have read in your book, page number 78. All these things have written in this in your chapter, what I told you. So integer, it holds the whole numbers, single, it holds whole and fractional numbers. So you can set your data type according to your requirement. So next we have declaring more than one variable of the same data type, and the second one is declaring multiple variable in one line. These are the methods you can write in the code area. So next we have assigning a value to a variable. After declaring a variable using the dim statement, one can assign a value to the variable. Here you have an example. So a is equal to 100, or a is equal to b plus c, b multiplication c. So this is the example of assigning a value to a variable. So next we have arithmetic operators. These operators are used in make some calculations. So all you know about these operations, operating operators in the mathematics. So next we have create an application with the numeric variables. Here we have design an application to add two numbers. Okay, this is an example. So you have it, you can read this from page number 79, and you can do practice as your practice time. So first you add controls. Here we have in figure 5.28 we have the three text boxes. Here you can see the three boxes which are blank, and the four label controls like add two numbers, enter first number, enter second number, sum. These are the four label controls. And here you can see the add button. This is the button on which when you click on add button, you will get the answer, and it will be shown in the sum area, or in front of the sum area, that is the text box. So you will get the code in figure 5.29 by pressing on the add button. Double click on the add button, then you will have this area on the screen, figure 5.29. This is a program code adding two number. So you will write in between the line private sub and add and sub. So here you can write text box 3 in front of the sum label. Okay, so is equal to value, val means value, in what you have written in the text box 1 plus value text box 2. So this is the simple calculation. 4 is equal to 2 plus 2, as you have done in the mathematics. So Next we have concatenation. So concatenation is a process with strings. You can use the plus or the ampersand operator for the adding strings one after another. So ampersand and plus sign in this area, in this concatenation, in this calculation, you can join or add both things. So ampersand symbol is the recommended concatenations operator. It is used to bind a number of string variables together, creating one string from two or more individual strings. Any non-string variable or expression it converted to a string prior to concatenation. So bind strings means bind a number means if you write the two names, suppose Ali, Ahmad, these are the two different names. So when you join them, when you bind them, this is a concatenation, and this is, we have the example in our book, page number 82 and 83. So next we have next you have the homework. Do the practice time, page number 76 and 77, and other practice time, page number 80 and 81. These practice times will be suitable or helpful you to create these applications. So next we have revise tricky terms and memory buys, page number 83 and 84. We all these things have done in the classroom, and all these things have written in your notebook. Just revise them. All the questions in the exercise, you have to revise them. So this is your homework. So bye for now, till the next lesson. Thank you very much.